Three, two, one. Welcome to the episode one of Phone Flipping for Dummies. How you doing,
Love
man?
it.
How you
What's going on, big dog? Doing all right.
Not that much. I'm Josh Holiday, and we have
Erik Rizzolvato.
hey, that's what's up, man. We are here to pretty much start this podcast so we can help people learn about phone flipping and other electronics and just teach you guys how to make money. How's your day going today, Erik?
Been going all right. Ready to be done with this week. It's been a bit hectic. We're in the process of merging with another business, and then we're also switching offices right now. So it's a little past couple of weeks have been a bit hectic, and we're ready to get back to some normalcy.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And just hearing about like, you saying you switching offices and stuff like that. Like, um, how long have you pretty much been in this space?
Yeah, so I started flipping electronics in general in 2021. So this is our third year, and that was like summer of 2021. So we're going to be going up on our third year here. We're finishing up it'll be 3 full years this summer.
That's what's
So I very much just started out flipping anything I could find. The very beginning, I actually bought like before more phones. I bought more like gaming consoles,
yeah.
Nintendo Switches, PS4s, things like that, and iPads, like anything I could get my hands on. My goal was just, all right, I see what people are buying them for. This is about what I think I could get for it. A lot of times, I would just find people that were maybe selling something that was already in a position for me to make some profit,
Yeah.
or I would see that they're selling it for a realistic amount that I'm like, yeah, you probably could get this, but I would just be like, all right, well, I'll come get it now for like $100 less, $200 less.
Right. Right.
And then I would just go and resell for what they were going to sell for.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So that's how we started out, and then it turned into a huge, pretty big company, and now we're merging with Easy Electronic. Well, we just merged with Easy Electronics, and so now I'm into automation, scaling, along with local buybacks and wholesaling. So we've basically gone through the entire spectrum outside of like opening a repair store. So
that's what's up, man. And that's going to really get into our first episode today. Just really just talking about like just getting started and what is phone flipping. And we're not going to even just limit it to phone flipping. Me and Erik, we've been knowing each other for a while now, and we really wanted to come on here just to help everybody just learn the right way as far as like making some extra money. You will make some extra money by watching this, and you will have a way better knowledge because it is people on YouTube teaching it, but they're still leaving out a lot of information, and we're not going to leave out no information. We're going to really help you from A through Z, and
mm,
we're excited. Like you're going to be able to make some money even while you're watching this. You're going to be able to make some money. So let's take us back to like the beginning. I've been doing this again since like 2020 as well, and the way anybody should start out, especially when you just want to just kind of see it, is just reaching out. Like so take us back to that time, Erik, when you're just reaching out on
mm.
Facebook Marketplace, just trying to find any and everything. Like walk us through somebody who's watching this for the first time, never heard phone flipping. Like, what does that look like for them and things like that?
Yeah. So personally, I got into electronics because I like electronics myself. I'm big into tech. I like smart home things. I like phones. I like technology, my camera setup, my office setup, whatever. I like technology. So to me, I like to buy these items. These are items that I would personally buy for myself. I had a friend of mine say, he was like, if you're going to try a new item, don't ever like buy a new item that you want to flip that you've never flipped before unless you're willing to keep it.
Right.
Right, because then if you don't know anything about it, it could run you into some trouble. So I always tell people, like, when you're starting with electronics, you have a spectrum of things. So find the items that you know the most about, even if it's just a little bit. Because the more you know about an item, the more you're able to negotiate with individuals, especially if you know the market and you know about how much they they buy and sell for,
Right.
or at least how much they sell for. Um, the next piece is being able to communicate with an individual, right? You are essentially cold calling when you're reaching out to someone on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or anything like that. Although they are a warmer lead, they'd be considered like a warm lead because they are already actively trying to sell their items, right? They've
Right.
done the effort to post it themselves on Facebook Marketplace. Typically, these are people that, you know, they're a little bit more motivated. You will absolutely find individuals who are just like, take the device, I'll take $200 less, whatever. But most of these people are doing it. They are educated enough to know they can sell it for a higher price, or they're trying to sell it themselves to get the most out of it.
Right.
So you're looking for the people who are going to let you talk them down, right? Who just want to sell their device. Okay. Those are going to be the ones that are going to be super easy. As you get better at negotiating and really talking with people, you'll be able to learn how to, you know, little cues that you can use in conversations to kind of get people more comfortable in coming down, because it's very, marketplace can be like a hostile
Yeah.
environment. And some cultures are very, very used to negotiating. And it's almost, if you don't negotiate with them, it's almost like a disrespect, you know? And I mean, I feel that too, just because I'm in this business. Like, when somebody does, when I'm selling an item that's not an electronic, like I'm selling, I have like some party tents in my garage that I'm selling, right? And I put a price, you know, I put it pretty high, expecting some people to, you know, come lower. And the people that have won't even budge from their prices. I'm like, you're not even gonna come up $10, you know? So it's like, it's not fun if there's not some kind of negotiation in there. So get comfortable with that environment, because it's just the way it is. A lot of people
Yeah.
get really scared and nervous, you know, when somebody like doesn't like what their offer is, or, you know, or vice versa. You know, you don't like what somebody else's offer is for your stuff and they get offended. It's like, just calm down. It's part of the game. Learn
Part
how
of the
to
game.
talk, like lighten it up. You know, I literally will. I'm like, I'm reaching out to this person, just be friendly, be funny, you know, be comical, enjoy yourself. You know, and so it's like I said, finding items that you know something about, and then going through those items, looking for ones that are maybe already in a profit zone. So before you even go to look for your items, figure out where you're going to sell it.
Right.
You got to know where you're going to sell it. You got to know what your market is for the resale before you can go and make your offers. But if you just go on in there and start slanging offers and you have no idea what that is going to sell for, you don't know what your stop point is, right? So if you're negotiating and you know that I can't go any higher than $300 for this item to make profit, right? Well, then, you know, okay, I'm going to try and start at 200. That gives me a couple of inches, you know, to give. I have some leeway to give this individual when the negotiation comes. Um, so yeah, those would be like the top main things that I tell people when you don't know anything. Those two things right there: knowing where you're going to sell your item and what you can potentially sell it for, and then learning how to communicate with individuals and learning how to like find that middle ground in negotiations, which is a whole, like, that's what you teach,
Yeah.
right? Whole other avenue is how do we properly negotiate? Completely
Yeah.
different, but yeah.
And I definitely like what you said when you said, like, you know, don't get scared just off the negotiation of somebody just saying a high price, lower price. Like, I promise you guys, it's the name of the game. And
Mm-hmm.
as you continue to keep doing this, you will actually enjoy it. You will actually enjoy negotiating. You'll actually enjoy trying to figure out the sweet spot of things to say and things not to say so that you could get the deal. And one thing that I would definitely like to add is, so I'll give you guys two apps that could help you get started: Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. Those two apps, you could literally just go on these apps. These are apps to where
Yep.
people are, like Erik said, people are already selling items, whether it's electronics, whether it's furniture, whether it's pan stoves. Like, you'll be surprised how much you can make just on a marketplace. You know what I'm saying? Just like how with me and Erik first started, how we experienced it. And you also need to understand that it's a numbers game. So when you're starting off and when you have little to no money, or if you just have, or you just want to kind of see if things working out, you may have to send 20 to 30 messages every single day, right? But out of those
Mm-hmm.
20 to 30 every single day, you're gonna make a couple $100. And people look at that as like, oh, well, I'm putting in a lot of work just to get denied. Well, when we're working a job, a lot of people are making either $18 an hour or less. And the way I like to put in perspective with people is calculate how many hours you have to put in at the job just to make $100 when phone
Mm-hmm.
flipping. Because the significant thing about it is you can make $100 in 30 minutes or less. And that is on a normal
Oh yeah.
basis, guys. So if you want to like kind of get started and take a little of these tips, the tricks that me and Erik will be sharing today, you need to go ahead and download Facebook Marketplace, and you need to go ahead and download OfferUp to your phone and just give it a try. Like, again, like what Erik said, find things that you already are familiar with. So if you're a gamer, it may be Xboxes or PlayStations or the Nintendo DSs. It don't even have to be phones. All of these electronics are lucrative in their own way. We like phones, as we'll get into this, because phones have a system, an ecosystem to where like it's people that's going to buy these phones from you, guaranteed process, which makes the game way easier, right? It makes the
Mhm.
game way easier because you don't really have to necessarily worry about, reposting it on Facebook Marketplace or taking it on eBay. We all should know about eBay, like taking these items that we're buying locally and putting them on eBay. So we'll definitely be getting into that. But I definitely wanted just to kind of touch bases on that as far as like, it's really as simple as download the Facebook Marketplace, download OfferUp, sending about
Yep.
20 to 30 messages of people trying to sell their phones. Don't worry about the price. Do not worry about the price because, like Eric said again, if you know how much the phone is worth, try to just be able to talk them down. And if they're not budging, cool, next person, cool, next person. And out of those 20 to 30 messages, if you could get two deals, $50, $50, you done made $100 for the day. And imagine doing that every single day. This is your business every single day. And you'll next thing you know, you'll be talking just like Eric. I got an office, I got this, I got that. Stick, you know what I'm saying? Second thing to the
Yeah,
third, and things will work out.
absolutely.
But yeah,
Well, and you'll, I mean, and that's like, you know, you can easily make $100 a day. Like that's, the reality of it is that if you're doing it like that, if you're doing 20 to 30 reach outs a day, there's a very good chance that you end up making more than you would make at your normal job. You put
I think
that
I see,
that time in, and it's not hard to make $300 a day.
it's not, especially when you're like just searching on the marketplace. I think I seen, some people buy, weights, reflipping weights. I
Mhm.
didn't see people buy golf clubs, flipping
Oh,
golf clubs.
dude,
Like,
I would do everything. And you can get into groups. Like I'm in a group right now with guys that are in the phone flipping industry that also flip like other items on the side. And so everybody's just, posting hot items that they use that they buy on eBay or some don't even buy on Amazon, eBay and whatnot, and then they resell them locally, right? Like
right.
these, I'm not actually I'm not going to disclose that. I'll tell you after the call. I don't want everybody to know my to know my little thing. But yeah, there's so many things you can flip. I mean, like my wife is getting ready to get into flipping, clearance items and things of that nature. So
Clothes
there's so much money to be made in reselling and
and
flipping.
reselling,
Period.
period.
It's so I mean it's essentially that's where drop shipping, right? Drop shipping is essentially just flipping items. And you can even do it without having to, you know, pay for your inventory up front, right?
Right.
Um, so that is what a lot of like these major businesses or these quick get rich quick things that people have been doing over the past 5 6 years that have become really popular. They all stem from reselling. That's what.
Everybody, and I learned that as well. Like, a lot of these businesses that we look up to, they all literally stem from buying low and selling high. And,
Mhm.
it's just all about getting started, you guys. So I would just challenge everybody, to just get started and find something to flip. And when you do, post it in the comments and let us know what you end up buying to flip. Me and Eric will be very curious to see like what people are very interested in out there. That way we could definitely know what to talk about. And we got Eric, I want to ask, so these people they're getting ready to, reach out to people. Um, they're getting ready to try to like, buy some phones and stuff like that. What is one tip you could give for everybody to just as far as just like staying safe though? Like anything
Oh
like
yeah, yeah. Always meet at a public place, well lit, cameras if possible. I do not go to people's houses. When you're on Facebook Marketplace, sometimes it's okay to go to like somebody's house. Like there are definitely people out there that are selling like personal items from their home, like TVs and things like that. When I first started, I did do that. There was a couple times I went to people's houses, but I checked where their house was at. Like I didn't go into the hood and just go to random people's houses. Like I made sure, okay, I'm going to like a neighborhood. Um, and it's not about that particular person. I'm not being like, oh, people in the hood are bad. I'm like, I've lived in some very bad places, but I'm saying also the area that you're in and around, right? Because other people could be watching you. And if they see you pulling out cash out of your pocket, buying an expensive item, whatever it might be, people are looking at that and then they know, oh, this person has this expensive item, or oh, this person has cash with them, right? And so you have to be careful of that, especially if you start to use the same location. Like if you do meetups at the same place over and over and over again, people begin to know you. People might start to see your habits. So being aware, like, is this a safe area for me to be conducting business with items and money? I always used to go inside. So when my first year, I found just a Starbucks right down the road from me. Usually got a lot of traffic in the morning and at night, and I would just go. And sometimes I would just sit in there. I'd just go sitting there with my laptop all day and just let people just do meetups, let them all come to me in one location, in and out.
Yeah.
The workers there knew me. I only ever had one bad experience with a customer, and it happened there, and I felt really bad because the person like got really irate. And I just brought them in donuts the next day, and they didn't care. They were like, "It's all right, whatever." They begin to know you, and they enjoy to see you. And so yeah, they would just see me sitting there all day paying people with cash and stuff in my bag full of phones. It was awesome, but honestly, that was one of the most joyful times in this business for me, was that time period. So
Yeah, yeah, and it was just very important that we touched that because people just get into reselling anything. The first thing that I'm always hearing people say is, "Oh, it's not safe," or "It's illegal," or y'all, this side hustle is better than DoorDash. This side hustle is better than Uber Eats. You know what I'm saying? And
mhm.
technically, when you're doing DoorDash and Uber Eats, you're literally going to their houses. You know what I'm saying? The same thing. And I like what Eric said, and to just
Uber,
it's just literally Uber. You're literally
getting in your car,
and the thing about it is when you guys are Ubering or when you got the DoorDash, you're aware of where you're going. You're aware of your surroundings. And DoorDash and Uber send you to anywhere you want to versus buying and reselling, starting your own business. You get to literally choose whether you want to go there or not. Like I like the fact that, we have the opportunity into this business of controlling pretty much how much money we make, where we want to go, how long we want to do this, and how successful we want to be. That's what I like about this reselling business. It's so much opportunity to grow, it's so much opportunity to just even get started. So, that's half of the reason why we made this, because we really want to help you guys walk through, like, this is an opportunity for you to really transform your life, be able to make a lot of money while, even if you work a job, even if you are busy as hell, even if you have kids, like, this is it. This is something that you really want to look into and something you really want to give a try out, because this could be the thing that help you pay that water bill, that phone bill, that take your girlfriend out to eat. You know what I'm saying? With the extra $100 that you just made every single
oh
day.
yeah,
It's insane. It's literally insane. And I'm just blessed the fact that, like, just kind of good at it. Honestly, you get really good at it really quick, and it's not that hard. It doesn't take a master degree. It doesn't take a high school diploma. But when you guys are going out there, when you are deciding to do it, be like Eric said, be aware and just be aware of your surroundings. Just be aware. Like, I like to meet up at Starbucks. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I like to meet up at Waffle House all the time. That's one of my favorite places to eat, actually. And
I don't know. Waffle House gets real sketchy.
I like to, because, like, every Waffle House has a camera outside and a camera inside, and they're constantly recording. And I noticed that. And you just want to just be aware of things like that. And my rule of thumb is, if somebody's acting too funny, whether or not they're not trying to give you their number, or they're just acting too funny, your gut is really just telling you this person acting funny, cool, go to the next deal. It's so much money out there to be made into your city. You don't have to just worry about that one particular deal.
Oh
So
yeah.
pretty much wanted to touch bases on that, man. And you got any more advice for somebody? Well, actually, not even any more advice. We could also, what I'm saying, pretty much explain how can this be like, how can somebody go from in debt, working all the time, really can't, they're door dashing, Ubering from here to there, but it's
Right.
really not getting results. Like, what does this transformation look like when you go from here, Eric, to here?
Mm. So I think it's, for me, I've watched some other people do it where they went from, working another job and then doing this as a side hustle, to doing this full time. And for me personally, I went all in. So I had another business pre-COVID that, went down the tank with all the shutdowns. And afterwards, it really was tough to get it picked back up, just because it was a client-based business. And I, I had started picking it back up, but the money was not the same as it was prior, and I wasn't in a position where I really could like wait. So I jumped right into this head first. I think, and I was able to. I mean, I was making $1,000 a week almost instantly. And that's just
Mm.
because of like the time that I spent. I was just in my car all day long, picking up as many devices as I could, trying to get two, three, four items a day. Um, and then
So
eventually
it
I learned
doesn't
how to
take
get
that many
into
devices to make a lot of money.
what's that?
It doesn't take too many devices to make a lot of money. I
No,
think that's a key thing people need to
absolutely.
understand.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you start and then you like this is the thing. Getting the device is the hard part. Like getting the devices is the hardest part. So once you figure out how to get them, like I already knew, like when I picked them up, I was like, oh, I made X amount. Why? Because I already knew, well, I've already got these devices and I know they're going to sell. And I know for about how much they're going to sell. So I already know what my estimated profit is going to be. And that's
Right.
exciting, right? And so when you get excited like that, and then you just keep going and going and going and going, and you see, and next thing you know, you're making more than you're making at your job.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not telling you that you instantly need to quit. I mean, by all means, keep stacking your cash, keep stacking your capital. Next thing you know, you have 5, 10, 15, $20,000 to work with, which, and all along you're buying more and more items. You can afford to get bigger and bigger items, and
Yep.
which means you can also make less profit on deals just to move your money and turn it into more money. So when you're getting to that position, then you are at a position now, once you have accumulated some skill, you've accumulated some capital, you've taken some risks, you've taken some losses. When you go on to that next phase, when you decide, oh, I want to leave my job and I want to do this full time, well,
Yep.
you've just gotten started.
Yep.
So all you've done is laid a ground floor. You haven't even touched paid ads.
Yep.
You haven't even started going and reaching out to other businesses in your area.
Yeah.
You haven't started on any kinds of automation. So you're probably making $1,500 to $2,000. Maybe I've seen guys, a lot of guys doing 10 grand a month
Yep.
just on eBay. No ads, no overhead, right? And then you can come over to me at Easy Electronics, and then we can scale you from $5,000 or $10,000 a month, and we can take you from 20 to 40
Automatic.
with everything else. So like there is one piece of this, which is that ground floor. That's that $0 to $5,000 a month. And that's just learning to fall in love with the business. It's learning how to negotiate with people, learning how to do your reach outs. And that's an important phase because it teaches you your due diligence, teaches you how to go against adversity. It shows you how to deal with individuals because these things don't change as you scale up. You just do it on a larger scale.
Right.
And so at the end of the day, it's like if you got into an office space or you got yourself a little shop, whatever you decide to do down the road, or you run it all at your house, the bigger you get, the more people you deal with, the bigger you get, the bigger your negotiations get. Like I negotiate $100,000 plus deals every week
Yep.
where I'm at. And it's like that stuff, when I first started, that stuff was so stressful.
Yep.
And it's not a 1 day thing. It takes sometimes a whole week to finish those deals out and get the device, like, you know what I mean? And so this is at the wholesale level, not the ground floor level, but still. But all of these things that I did at the very beginning, they prepared me for what I'm doing now. And so it's very important to understand where it's like there is no even when you're doing good, that you're still not even at the ceiling. Like even
Yeah.
where I'm at now,
Yeah.
we are so far from the ceiling. It's not even funny. So there's so you can there are companies getting thousands and thousands of devices a week. There are these bigger companies that are Eco ATM. I talked about this today on my Facebook. Eco ATM, Gazelle, and all the other online stores. Right? These are companies that in order for you got to think how much they spend on marketing. In order for them to stay in business, they have to be making so much money and getting so many devices. I know guys that are doing 10,000 phones a month in this industry, right? So that means that these other companies, they have to be getting tens of thousands of phones a month,
It's
50, 60, whatever. And if you think about
crazy.
it, I think they said the average person owns like 3 phones a year. It's 2 or 3 phones a year, the average American,
Yeah.
whether it's breaking it, insurance, whatever. So that means out of the 400, almost 400, 350 million people that we have in America, obviously those aren't all adults with cell phones, but a lot. Kids have cell phones. People
Kids
have
have
brought me their kids' phones that they broke. Like there's so many phones out there, and they doesn't stop because people keep buying them. It's almost an essential thing. So there's just so far to go. So far to go.
Opportunity is there. Opportunity is there. Opportunity is there for you to, you know, start from point A and end up at point Z. And, it's a step by step process. It's point A, point A, point
Hmm.
B. Even as far as just like doing the DoorDash and doing the Uber Eats or keeping a job so that you could even make some money so that you could be able to buy these devices when you go on marketplace. That's just a very, very big piece. Yes, you can get started with $100. Yes, you get started at $50, but the more money you have, the better it is. The faster you will fall in love with this process. The faster you'll fall in love with this process. So, um, when you guys are out there, because you're going to get successful, you're going to make some money definitely by just watching this YouTube. We're gonna definitely break it down for you. We're gonna definitely show you how to do it. But um, I think it's also important to, like Eric said, like take your time with learning the steps, fall in love with the process at the beginning. Because once you get to the point where you're buying, you know, hundreds of phones a month, it gets hectic a little bit. And what keeps me going, I'm pretty sure what keeps Eric going is I actually love this business. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I really enjoy this business. I really enjoy buying phones from people. You get to meet people. I enjoy making the money. It's fast and it's smooth and it's legal. I enjoy it's not it's not too many bad things about this business. I enjoy the freedom that it gives me. And it's flexible. You could work your job just like how I do. And on your lunch break, you can meet at a local gas station and you could be able to buy a phone, make $100, come back to work super happy. Come
Right?
back to work. I made more money than everybody at my job, even my boss. To be honest, like, and it get big, real hard. It's like that,
Yeah.
because it's sad that right now, society, the economy, they're just not paying us enough money. And instead of us complaining about it, instead of us, being sad about it or in our feelings about it, it's like, okay, cool. We're on YouTube. We're on YouTube to learn. Let's learn. Let's take our time with it and let's, do it step by step because this can be the thing that can literally, you can have more vacations, you can pay off the debt, and you're gonna actually like it's not that hard. It's not that hard, especially once you get going. It's really not. Um,
You
and
can do
plus,
whatever you want with this. Use it for
anywhere
whatever.
you go on
Side
vacation, you
hustle.
still make money.
Yep. I know guys that,
You know,
yep. Dude, there's guys that I know that are not in the business anymore, but they just like do big deals, even if it's for small profit margins. Um,
yep.
and they just do deal like they've built so many relationships over the year. They just do deals when they can, or people that still hit them up 5, 10 years later, to sell their phones. And it's just like it's a constant way to move your money. And it's
It's a
better than leaving it in
constant.
your bank,
Yes,
And it's like you're talking, even if you made a 10% profit margin, which is on the lower end. That's like wholesale profit margins. Even if you made a wholesale profit margin of 7 to 10%, that is still a better investment than any any like long-term
majority of
stocks,
anything. Yes,
anything in your bank. It's going to be more than any CD or bonds. It's going to be more than a mutual funds, like anything. Yes, obviously there are other investments and things, but they're higher risk. So, if you're talking about this is also a stepping stone to getting into investing and learning how to use your money to make you more money. And like that, this business for me opened up my mind to so many other things that I wanted to get into later on down the road. So, and dude, I've seen whole families do this. You know,
yep,
Feldon,
yep. His whole
Feldon,
family.
I think he's got his business is run by his family, his wife, his kids help. Like,
Yep.
I mean, there's so many things you can do. With this. I know, actually know multiple fathers who have their kids and wives involved. So
It is that simple. It's literally
that's
that
simple.
simple. It is a family business because it's by the phone, checking it out, making sure it's just simple things that we already know. Like everybody that's watching this pretty much been to a pawn shop before. Everybody that's watching this has bought a phone or bought something from a family friend or found it and resold it and made money. Now imagine having the knowledge behind that to where you can control how many devices you get, in a sense, paid ads or reaching out to the marketplace. These small tactics and strategies that we're giving you guys now, like it is a way that you can control it so that you can scale this business and literally, you know what I'm saying? You could be a father out there wanting to spend more time with your family. This
Yeah.
is it. This is a good way of getting started and getting your family close and really being able to make the money that you need,
Yep. Absolutely.
you know?
That's what we want for you guys. I just want
Yep.
to make some winners.
And like you guys, Apple, and this is really crazy that we can make this much money, after Apple has already resold these phones to T-Mobile, to AT&T, to Verizon, because like, they're really one of the number a lot of us probably invested in Apple. I'm investing in Apple, and it's like one of the top two stocks in the, what I'm saying, the United States right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
as long as they're good, we're good. They just dropped the Apple Vision Pros, a whole new different type of product that again we can be able to buy and sell. Yes, it's pretty lengthy, right? I mean, this is pretty pricey right now, $3,000, but people are going to sell that to you and you could resell that back to the public for money and you could still be able to make your money from it. It's
Mm-hmm.
like the opportunity is there. And that's just the main thing, we really want to kind of just tell you guys today.
Absolutely. I love it. Looking forward to the next one, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What time is it? Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we did good, man. I think we did good.
It was perfect. What time did we start at?
Uh,
Like 6?
uh like six. We started at like 6:45. So we're gonna cut this a little bit and things like that.
Oh,
But
5:45. That's right. I forgot you're an hour ahead. For me, 5:45. For
yep.
you,
Yep.
6:45. Yeah, I think that's good. I don't think we should make these longer than like 30 minutes.
No,
25,
no.
30 minutes, I think most. You know.